Hi there Libra, thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 9th of September. This week begins in sensational style for you because Mercury, the planet of talk and thought, arrives in your sign. Now Mercury has been making its way over the last 3 weeks through a difficult part of your situation, and this may have aroused a certain amount of anxiety, tension, or you may have felt that you weren't communicating with people or people weren't reaching out to you. This will become less of a problem this week, and in fact later on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, as Mercury goes in opposition with Uranus, you may be surprised by who does get in touch. But this is also a week that's dominated by Mars squaring with Saturn, and this is a difficult aspect. And the issue here is really your values vis-a-vis the values of someone else that you've been close to or a friend with in the past. You just may not be meshing together quite as easily this week, or it's possible that your long-term hopes may in some way stall because you're having to be much more realistic about finances. And it's all very well for all of us to be idealistic. We still have to pay the rent, make sure there's food on the table and so on. So there may be something where you have to rebalance a hope against a reality, whether it's in a relationship or in your practical situation. But ironically, Saturn is actually forging a really positive link with Pluto. And there may be some structural changes that you're making within your world, perhaps to where you're living, which can make your future more secure. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy. You might be having to be immensely disciplined to get to where you want to be. But it is important to keep the faith. Now your ruling planet is Venus, and it's been in your sign for some weeks, and it's been good for you at another level because I do feel in terms of your natural sex appeal, it's brought an extra luster to your persona. But it's moving on Wednesday and it moves into Scorpio. But this can be entirely good for you because it can trigger an improvement in your financial situation. So as ever in astrology, we can have aspects that are going on at different levels, but sometimes simultaneously. This one, I think, could trigger some money coming to you that you're not expecting, which can really be pleasing. And because it links brilliantly with Neptune through to the end of the week, perhaps past generosities that you've invested on other people are going to come back on you. Someone could be very, very kind. It's possible that they may just say thank you, but it could really chuff you being appreciated in this way. If you don't understand what chuff means, sorry, I should just thought that's a very English saying. Chuff means you could be very pleased if someone acknowledges a past kindness on your part. Now later in this week, as Mercury and Uranus go face to face, it can be a time when some ideas you have can create a lot of nervous energy. You may find yourself even clashing with someone who doesn't agree with you and may tell you so in a very frank way. Alternatively, you could meet somebody or have a conversation with someone where you're really bouncing ideas off one another and it can be inspired stuff. So Uranus opposite Mercury is one of those aspects which is rather unpredictable, and it's just saying that how this pans out for you depends on your unique situation. But there is a quarter moon, of course, which occurs on Thursday, and that just suggests that when it comes to chit-chat, if someone does try to draw you into a bit of a gossipy situation towards the end of this week, try to avoid it. It won't do you any good at all if you do. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.